Welcome! Tonight we are telling nightmare stories, bedtime stories. My name is Ashley Kehr and I am the co-host of the Bigger Pockets Real Estate Review Podcast, and I'm here with James Daynard of ProjectRE on YouTube and Peyton Daynard Real Estate. So James, why do you look so good tonight? I mean, this is the best I've ever seen you dressed.
This is pretty fantastic.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have challenged you today.
So James challenged me.
It's a bad challenge. I'm very competitive. I challenged her to see who come up with the best bedtime outfit, and I wound up with frills.
Here's a challenge. You have to do it in 10 minutes.
10-minute challenge.
10 minutes.
Okay.
All right, how are we doing?
Good. I'm actually hiding my stuff
Oh,
so
wow,
that he can't see what
wow,
it is.
that's so good. I like your
gathering.
technique.
Ooh, here we go. Yeah, you ready?
I'm ready.
All right.
All right, let's go see.
Good luck. Enjoy.
Pretty flimsy.
All right, DJ, drop the beat.
All right, let's go.
So for tonight's nightmare landlord stories, we don't want to scare you guys into not becoming a landlord, but we just want to make sure that you're cautious and prepared for some of the things that might happen. And then we'll go on and tell some nightmare tenant stories and some things that maybe James has found in his houses.
Yeah, and there's been a lot. And they're not just tenant stories. This is real estate investing nightmare stories.
Okay, good. So let's start off with, do you have maybe a nightmare story that happened to you that was either a bad deal, a bad eviction, anything like that?
All right. So ghost house. So I bought this house when I was 24 years old. Had no business buying this house. It was out in the middle of nowhere.
So you had only been investing for a year at that point on your own, really, right?
Yes, I had been investing for about 2 years at that point. And I had only flipped condos. Carpet, paint, back to market, very simple.
Mm-hmm.
So then I decided that I was a grown up and I took that next big step. That big step was in not an abandoned house, unfortunately, but a house in the middle of the woods. And what had happened is I went and met with the guy. We decided to buy the property. He had let me know his wife had just passed away. And then from there, from closing on, I had started to get the hint that he may have murdered her. Because the thing you need when someone passes away is you need a death certificate.
Yeah.
And every day he would call me and say, have you got the death certificate? What is the cause of death?
Oh my God.
What did they say the cause of death was? So that should have been my first clue that something was gonna go wrong. So fast forward, we closed the property. There's no murder charge, nothing like that.
Yeah.
And then the weird things started happening. So my contractors would work there. They would, we walked in this house. I'd never been upstairs before, and it was hoarder house to the max. So what had actually happened was she was a totally normal lady, had hit her head, went crazy. And then she became obsessed with buying QVC and other toys that she could use at night.
And it was just all stuffed upstairs?
All stuffed upstairs.
Yeah.
So on the side of the bed was QVC, food, and extra things for her to entertain herself with.
Okay.
Large ones. So from there, we start the construction, and this project went sideways. And by the way, I had saved up about $100,000 at this point, and I had put every one of my dollars into this property. Market's going really well. It's 2007, or we just got into 2008. And I bought it in 2007. I hired the wrong contractor. It took a year, which it should have took 6 months. I also hired time and materials. We went triple over budget. Then we're trying to get the house done because we're paying hard money, but none of my contractors would go back to the house past 5 p.m. Because every time at 5 p.m., they would start to, the house, they said, and they swore this was true, would get freezing cold, and they would hear moans coming from the house.
Oh my God.
And these guys would not work. I offered to pay them double, offered to pay them overtime. They said, no, we're out. And they left. So finally, after we get to the project, all goes sideways. We get it on market. I sell it pending first day. I'm getting out of this project. I'm getting my money back. Problem was it was contingent, they had to sell their house, and then 2 days later, subprime mortgages blew up.
Amazing.
And we went from being pending at $500,000 on the market to dropping the price rapidly to try to keep up with the market.
God.
And I ended up selling it for $284,000 9 months later. Every dollar I made was
500,000
white.
down to 280.
280,
Oh my
like
God.
that. It was a 50% drop
Jeez.
in 6 months. And then I had to restart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that is the worst deal I ever did by far.
But okay, but let's take that situation and where are you now? That didn't stop you.
No, then I had to make some more
Yeah.
money back because I was
Right.
flat broke. So then we went through the recession, grinded it out, and now we're obviously looking pretty good today.
Things have turned out really well for you.
You can't foreclose like this.
How much did you lose from that deal, or did you make anything?
Oh no, I lost all my money. So if I would have sold it at 500, I would have made about $75,000, and they got all of my. Well, no, you know what? This is incorrect. I didn't have $100,000 in this. I had about $220,000.
Oh my God,
Like everything. And then by the time it closed, I got about a check for $7,000 off. It's back. After the loan was paid off, all the brokers had been paid, I got about $7,000 back. And then we were in the middle of the recession, so the $7,000
Oh my
literally
God.
doubled my bank account. So
Were you married at the time?
I was not married at the time. I was contemplating on going back to work at Red Robin though, immediately, which I had finally retired from a year before.
So what did you do with that $7,000?
So the $7,000 actually went into computers that we had to buy for our new office. And then we went and door knocked, and then we would get a deal. And actually back then, you could get a deal everywhere. Everyone would want to give you real
Everybody
estate.
wanted to sell.
Everyone would give it to you. It's just like, take it.
Yeah.
But then you would get it, and you couldn't
Nobody
find
would buy it.
anybody to buy it. So we would go to the foreclosure auctions, talk to people. We'd go on Craigslist. I would go door to door and ask people if they wanted to buy a rental property. So instead of knocking on doors for sellers, I was knocking on doors for buyers.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
hey, do you want to buy a rental property down the
Yeah.
street? And people were like, no. 'Cause I think the people were meaner to me trying to sell them a house than trying to buy.
Yeah.
It was a total flip on the market. It was like, it was the most offensive thing ever if you ask someone to buy a house. So, but that's real estate. There's ups and downs.
Yeah.
No matter what, the unexpected will happen. And you need to be prepared for it. You need to plan for it. So if that,
So how are you planning now if something like that were to happen again? You obviously have a lot of houses that are being flipped right now. How are you prepared for that if tomorrow prices start to rapidly drop and all of your properties you have start decreasing?
and that could happen.
Yep.
And so what you do is don't put all your money into a deal. You know, a lot of people like to go out leverage to the max, put all their money out. You know, more risk the better. You always need to have a reserve, right? And so also when I'm buying properties in a higher risk market, I'm watching that, you know, in a bad market, we're probably going to look at the worst case right now, a 20% drop. So as long as we know that we have a margin of at least 20% and we know we can execute, the liability is a lot less. Also, we have cash reserves. So as long as you have a better financial, you're more stable financially, you can still go to a bank and get a loan. And now looking back, I probably would have kept that property for $247,000 and rented it out. But at that point, I just wanted to
You
out
were
the
still
deal
renting,
so bad. It was way over. It was just everything went wrong on this project. But really, why it went wrong wasn't just because the market went bad. It's because I bought something I didn't know what to do with.
Plus, you would have, if you had tenants in there, they probably would have complained about it being haunted after 5 p.m., calling and complaining or trying to get out of their lease.
Sure, or they get built-in air conditioning at 5 p.m. The house gets cold. A little hot.
I was just trying to like give you a positive reason to like that you got out of it.
Yeah, I should have probably kept it. Now that property's worth about $700,000.
Oh my gosh.
But you do learn. You just have to be prepared and you know, make sure things can go wrong. You got to have the liquidity to back up. So don't go all in. I did learn that lesson. And also don't buy what you don't know. All my nightmare stories, and I have hundreds of them. We've done a lot of properties. I have more nightmare stories than you could ever believe. It usually comes down to me buying something I did not know.
Oh.
And then the learning curve is the nightmare. So don't bite off more than you can chew.
Thank you guys for watching. Comment below and let us know if you guys like these videos and stories like these, and maybe we'll do some more. I know I could really go for another outfit like this.
This is the good one. I'm good with this one.
Thank you guys for watching, and don't forget to subscribe so you can see more of James' videos on ProjectRE, and follow me on Instagram at Welcome Rentals and James at JDanesFlips. We'll see you guys next time.